like to introduce all of you to my one-of-a-kind front-wheel drive dually truck, or as I like to call it, the Foolie truck. Now, them rear-wheel drive dually trucks, they can haul a decent load, 30, 40,000 pounds, but you see, they ain't got no weight back there on the back axle. You see, my Foolie truck, I got that engine sitting right here on my tires, and that weight of that engine, it pressed down on them tires, gives me more traction, which means I can haul a heavier load. Now, everybody knows that rule number one of hauling heavy loads is that the heavier the load you haul, the bigger your tow mirrors got to be. Now, them Dodges and them Fords and them Chevys, they got tow mirrors the size of a gnat's pecker. And that is because they haul them light loads. But you see me, I'm hauling 80 to 100,000 pounds. And that is why I got these extra, double extra, quadruple, extra large tow mirrors. And let me just tell you something. With these tow mirrors right here, I can not only see my trailer, I can see the truck behind me that's hauling his trailer. Then I can see the policeman that's done pulled over the truck behind him. I can see into another zip code with these tow mirrors. Now, when I talk about hauling heavy loads, I ain't BSing you. This old Foolie truck here, it can haul just about anything. And I'll prove it to you. You see, when you got yourself a front-wheel drive dually truck, it's like having a woman with double D's. You got that downhill momentum, which makes it easier to haul them heavy loads. As you can see, I have got dual smokestacks coming out the front of my Foolie truck. You see, I couldn't have an exhaust coming out the back of my truck like them rear-wheel drive dualies do, because this thing here has got so much power. If I had an exhaust coming out the back, it would blow my trailer straight off the hitch. But you see, with these dual smokestacks like this, when I hit the gas, all them exhaust fumes go up into that hole in the ozone layer. It's like ventilation. Now, everybody knows that these vehicles here is called a PT Cruiser, but they don't know what PT is short for. You see, that's what it's short for right there. It's the Pootie Tang Cruiser. Because when you drive a front-wheel drive dually, them women, they be throwing their panties at you. Now, as you can see, the old Pootie Tang Cruiser is a manual transmission. Now, I could have got me an automatic transmission, but I don't have a vagina, okay? I'm a man, all right? What's the first three letters in the word manual? Man, all right? And it takes a man to drive one of these. Well, actually, I know some ladies who can drive them too, so it's either a manual or a womanual, okay? But it takes a very skilled individual to drive these. I learned how to drive one of these when I was 16-year-old. My neighbor, Mr. Rodney, he'd come over to the house. He'd say, hey, it's time to go drive that stick shift. He'd take me to some secluded area, and he'd blindfold me. He'd say, all right, put your hand on that stick right there, and let's see what you can do. I'd just sit there, just changing the gears. Now, he slept all the way home, which I thought was weird, but that's how I learned to drive stick shift. Now, a lot of trucks got bed covers, but they have to get out, and they have to roll the bed cover on the truck, and then if they want it off, they have to roll it back up. But you see, in my Foolie truck, if I'm riding down the road and I got valuables in the back of my truck and it starts raining, all I gotta do is hit this button. Bam, my valuables is covered. And you see, not only does that cover my valuables, but it also gives me a spoiler right here. Now, you see, the whole purpose of this spoiler is when I am riding down the road at a high rate of speed, that wind will hit that spoiler and it'll go over the top of my trailer. Because if it don't, if that wind hits that big old trailer I'm hauling while I'm going down the road at 80 miles an hour, it causes that trailer to do all kinds of crazy things. All them regular dually trucks, they all big and awkward, so they can't do nothing but haul. But my Foolie truck, this is an off-road machine. Truck ain't. All that darn torque, them tires spinning, gonna rip my darn exhaust clean off. Now, a lot of people's concerned about my turning radius.
Well, how does it turn with them tires on the front?
I'm gonna show you. I got wide fenders. This thing can turn on a dime. Okay, so maybe more like a quarter, but it can turn. I want you to listen to this turbo spooling up. 250 horsepower. So as you can see, when you have a very powerful towing machine and you got quadruple extra large towing mirrors that ain't too aerodynamical, you could come into some problems, especially when you are going at a very high rate of speed. It's all right, we can put it back on.